Welcome to the journey of discovering the hidden natural places of the planet. Every boundary is no longer a stopping point, but a door opening to a new dimension. Strength is not only found in permanence, but also in the ability to break every limit to find a new path. Even what seems eternal must shift, reminding us that the universe always moves in cycles of change. The deepest mysteries show that even in darkness, there is always light to guide exploration. And every journey is a reminder that the world still holds countless untold stories, waiting for you to witness them unfold. Gaoyiling is a rare Danxia mountain area known for its steep red and orange ridges that stretch for miles through an open and empty landscape. Layers of sandstone have been eroded over time, forming deep parallel grooves with slopes close to 90 degrees, making the place look surreal like another planet. Because the rock surface is dry and slippery, there is almost no vegetation, which increases the feeling of isolation and raw natural beauty. There are no buildings or power systems, making the area completely silent and untouched. Local people believe this land gathers ancient energy, and on certain special nights, if one stands between two ridges in complete silence, a bell-like sound rises from the ground. Some visitors say they felt disoriented for a few seconds, even under clear skies, as if space and time suddenly shifted. These strange experiences cannot be explained, but are seen as good signs, showing a hidden connection between people and the ancient spirit of Gaoyiling's stone mountains. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve was once fully covered by ice, but in only 250 years, the ice retreated, leaving a bay over 1,000 feet deep. This is one of the few places on Earth where people can see glaciers retreat and new landscapes forming right before their eyes. Humpback whales travel thousands of miles to feed here in summer, joining seals and sea lions in a very rich ecosystem. Some old-growth forests have regrown quickly in just a few decades on lands once buried under thick ice. In 1992, UNESCO declared Glacier Bay a World Heritage Site for its global importance to nature and science. Raja Ampat is an island group in the center of the Coral Triangle, known as the richest marine biodiversity treasure on Earth. Scientists have recorded over 600 species of coral and more than 1,700 species of fish, many found only in this area. It is also one of the few places on Earth where the walking shark has been discovered. The seawater is so clear that coral can be seen more than 100 feet deep. Inside the islands, saltwater lakes hold species that evolved in isolation for thousands of years, making this a priceless natural laboratory for science. Baco National Park was founded in 1957 as the first national park of Sarawak, playing an important role in nature conservation in Malaysia. This small park is famous for its unique carnivorous plants like pitcher plants that grow well on dry and poor soils. It is rare because in just a few hours of walking, you can experience mangroves, tropical rainforest, peat swamp, and other ecosystems. Although it covers only about 10 square miles, the park is seen as a miniature version of Borneo, thanks to its dense biodiversity. At the border between forest and sea, mangrove roots stretch into the mudflats, while behind them rises a deep green forest. This combination creates a unique landscape rarely found anywhere else in Southeast Asia. Sundarbans is the largest mangrove forest in the world, stretching across the river deltas and strongly shaped by daily tidal changes. It is home to the Bengal tiger, the only tiger able to swim long distances and hunt in salty water, a very rare ability. The area also hosts the saltwater crocodile, the largest reptile on Earth, along with hundreds of migratory birds from distant continents. The landscape stands out with thousands of miles of waterways, forming a giant water maze that changes with every tide. Sundarbans is both a natural shield protecting millions of coastal residents from storms and a World Heritage Site of exceptional biological value. Lofoten lies in the Arctic Circle, but has an unusually mild climate thanks to the Gulf Stream keeping temperatures from being too extreme. Sharp mountains rise directly from the sea, creating a unique landscape of peaks meeting the ocean rarely seen elsewhere on Earth. The surrounding sea is one of the world's richest cod fisheries, playing an important role in the history of northern European fishing. The scenery is also noted for its rare contrast, where golden beaches lie right next to snow-covered mountains. All these natural factors together have made Lofoten one of the world's most remarkable island landscapes of sea and mountains. Son Dung Cave in Vietnam is recognized as the largest cave in the world, with space big enough to hold a 40-story skyscraper. Stretching over 5.5 miles and reaching heights of 650 feet, the interior feels like a massive underground valley. An underground river flows through, while collapsed openings let sunlight in, creating a primeval forest inside the cave. Giant stalagmites, more than 230 feet tall, are among the largest formations ever found on Earth. The presence of forest river clouds and immense scale has made Son Dung a hidden world deep within Vietnam's limestone mountains. Waitomo caves in New Zealand were formed in limestone, more than 30 million years old, creating an ancient and majestic underground space. The highlight is thousands of glowworms on the ceiling, producing a starry sky effect deep beneath the Earth. This bioluminescent light comes from larvae emitting glow to attract prey, creating a rare natural phenomenon. Inside stand giant stalactites and stalagmites shaped over thousands of years from dripping water. The mix of bioluminescence, underground river, and ancient geology has made this one of the world's greatest subterranean wonders. Huascarán National Park in Peru is recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site, highlighted by Mount Huascarán at over 22,000 feet, the tallest tropical peak on Earth. The park covers nearly 1,340 square miles and contains more than 600 glaciers and 300 glacial lakes that provide essential fresh water for downstream regions. Its unique ecosystem records over 700 plant species, including Puya raimondi, the tallest flowering plant in the world, reaching more than 30 feet. Many rare animals live here, including the Andean bear, the only bear native to South America. Beyond biology, the park preserves ancient geological evidence, reflecting millions of years of Andean mountain formation. Kelimutu is remarkable for having 3 volcanic lakes that sit side by side, yet display completely different colors, creating a landscape found nowhere else. The water shifts from blue or green to red or even black, sometimes changing dramatically overnight in ways that remain difficult to predict. Scientists explain it partly through minerals and volcanic gases, but much about the constant transformation is still a mystery beyond full understanding. Local belief holds that the three lakes connect with the fate of souls after death, blending spiritual meaning with geological uniqueness. Explorers and researchers view the site as a natural laboratory to study mineral reactions and underground volcanic structures. Ningaloo Coast is one of the rare places where you can swim with whale sharks just about 330 feet from the shore without needing a boat. A coral reef over 160 miles long sits close to land, allowing marine life to thrive in shallow waters near the coast. This area is a World Heritage Site protecting over 500 fish species, 300 coral species, and dozens of turtles, rays, and humpback whales. Sea turtles nest on the beach at night, rays glide through clear water, and whales migrate close to the shore by season. No diving boat is needed, just a short walk from land takes you to vibrant living reefs full of ocean life. Ningaloo is where ocean meets desert, creating a truly untouched landscape rarely found in the modern world. Svalbard is famous as a land where polar bears outnumber people, a wildlife symbol of islands in the Arctic Ocean. The archipelago covers over 23,000 square miles, with about 60% covered by ice and the rest mountains and frozen valleys. Its landscape formed over millions of years with vast glaciers, drifting ice, and snow-covered mountain ranges. The climate creates the special midnight sun from April to August and the polar night from October to February. Svalbard is also one of the few places to see the northern lights glowing for hours. Today, beyond ecology, it is an adventure site for glacier trips, wildlife watching, and Arctic research. Seven Ryla Lakes is striking for its unique tiered glacial lakes located at about 6,900 to 8,200 feet in the Bulgarian mountains. The lakes were formed after the last ice age when melting glaciers created deep natural basins that held clear water year-round. Water flows from higher lakes to lower ones through small streams and short waterfalls, forming a lively layered landscape. This clearly terraced layout makes it one of the best preserved examples of mountain glacial lake systems. The hiking route is about 6 miles long, with an elevation gain over 1,150 feet, suitable even for beginner trekkers or mountain lovers. Tengger Caldera is about 6 miles wide and is considered one of the largest and most spectacular volcanic craters on Java Island. It was formed by a massive eruption thousands of years ago, leaving behind a giant basin covered with volcanic ash. Inside the caldera, an active volcano continues to erupt, making this a rare scene of living volcanic activity within a huge crater. Across the basin stretches the Great Sea of Sand, actually a flat, volcanic ash plain covering thousands of acres. It is one of the few places on Earth where visitors can see both an ash desert and a smoking volcano together. Los Glaciares National Park covers about 2,800 square miles, making it Argentina's largest national park, with a system of glaciers, lakes, and steppe. Around 30% of the park is covered by ice, fed by the southern Patagonian ice field, the third largest ice mass on Earth. The park contains at least 47 major glaciers, many stretching dozens of miles long and rising hundreds of feet high. Its landscape combines the Andes temperate forest steppe and glacial lakes, sustaining a diverse ecosystem. Towering granite peaks rise above 11,000 feet, ranking among the hardest climbs in the world. UNESCO listed Los Glaciares as a World Heritage Site in 1981 for its geological, biological, and pristine landscape value. Chapada Diamantina National Park spans more than 580 square miles in Bahia, making it one of Brazil's most important reserves. Its terrain formed from sandstone over 1.5 billion years old, creating plateaus, deep canyons, and rare tabletop mountains. Crystal-clear underground lakes, hundreds of feet deep, reveal ancient fossils at the bottom as if floating in air. Cave paintings prove humans lived here more than 1,000 years ago, leaving valuable archaeological heritage. In the 19th century, it was a diamond mining hub, and the name Diamantina came from that history. Today, it is a trekking paradise with multi-day routes across forests, valleys, and giant waterfalls. This park in southern Chile is famous for its hanging glacier, where massive ice hangs over cliffs and melting water drops down, forming waterfalls thousands of feet tall. The park covers over 38,000 acres, including rare Valdivian temperate rainforest, where dense trees grow in an environment that stays wet all year. The yearly rainfall can exceed 150 inches, creating a unique ecosystem that exists in only a few places on Earth. Culat is not only a geographic boundary, but also a natural border between the wet green world and the frozen icy world. Jim Jim Falls is the tallest waterfall in the region, with water dropping straight from around 660 feet into a pool between steep rock walls. In the wet season, the waterfall flows strongly but can only be viewed by helicopter because the access road is completely flooded. The water at the bottom is very clear and safe for swimming. Once rangers confirm there are no dangerous crocodiles. Reddish-brown escarpments over 1,000 feet tall surround the pool, making the area look like something from ancient times. The strong contrast between wet and dry seasons gives each visit a completely different experience. Valley in Namibia is world famous for its giant dunes over 1,000 feet tall, ranking among the highest sand dunes on Earth. The red color of the sand comes from iron oxide, shifting from orange to deep red, depending on the sunlight during the day. This is one of the driest regions on the planet, with yearly rainfall under 4 inches, keeping the scenery almost unchanged for millions of years. Clay pans were formed when rivers were blocked by massive dunes, leaving a white ground that stands out among the red sands. Dead trees have remained for hundreds of years without rotting, creating a strange and rare sight in the desert. Cerro Castillo National Park is one of Chile's youngest parks, officially created in 2018, covering more than 57,000 acres of wilderness. Cerro Castillo Mountain rises nearly 18,700 feet, shaped like a natural stone castle, with sharp towers and snow on top all year. It is home to the Andean condor, the largest flying bird in the world, along with wild herds of guanaco typical of Patagonia. Many rock faces preserve ancient carvings left by prehistoric people, showing human presence from thousands of years ago. With rough terrain, harsh climate, and unique landscapes, it is considered one of the toughest trekking destinations in South America. Mount Yasur in Vanuatu is famous as one of the world's most active and accessible volcanoes, erupting almost daily for more than 800 years. Its glowing red light once served sailors as a natural lighthouse to navigate across the Pacific Ocean. The first European record was by Captain James Cook in 1774, when the fire of Yasur guided his ship. The land around is covered in black volcanic ash, contrasting sharply with the surrounding green forest. Its constant eruptions and dramatic scenery make Mount Yasur one of the most unique volcano symbols on Earth. Tayrona National Natural Park in Colombia was established in 1969. Covering about 150 square miles, stretching from the Caribbean coast to the nearby mountains. It is remarkable for its rare mix of tropical rainforest, white sandy beaches, offshore coral reefs, and massive granite boulders. The ecosystem holds more than 770 plant species and hundreds of animal species, including red howler monkeys, known for their calls heard miles away. The beaches are surrounded by giant stone blocks weighing tons, positioned between forest and sea, creating an unusual natural landscape. Archaeological remains show that this place was once a center of the ancient Tirona civilization. Chapada dos Veadeiros National Park in Brazil lies on quartz rock formed more than 1.8 billion years ago, considered one of the oldest formations on Earth. The park is known for deep canyons and waterfalls hundreds of feet high that crash down, creating powerful natural echoes. Its Cerrado ecosystem records more than 1,500 plant species, along with rare animals such as jaguars, maned wolves, and giant sloths. Many rock formations have strange shapes, sculpted by nature over millions of years. Beyond ecological and geological value, it is called the rooftop of the Cerrado, providing vital water to major rivers of South America. Jiuzhaigou Valley in China was recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site in 1992 for its remarkable scenery and rare ecosystem. Mineral-rich waters create shades of turquoise blue, yellow, and red, with clarity so high that trees are visible beneath depths of dozens of feet. Multi-tiered waterfalls combine with still lakes, producing a rare contrast between motion and calm. Another unique feature is calcium carbonate deposits that slowly turn fallen trees into natural stone-like formations. Home to giant pandas, golden snub-nosed monkeys, and diverse ecosystems, Jiuzhaigou Valley is among the most magnificent mountain landscapes in Asia. Simien Mountains National Park stands out with a peak around 149.30 feet and cliffs deeper than 4,900 feet, forming a dramatic, rugged terrain. It was created from basalt lava about 30 million years ago, eroded into a massive jagged plateau rarely seen elsewhere. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 1978, this park became one of the first African mountain regions protected globally. Unique animals like the grass-eating gelada monkey and the walia ibex, found only here, add immense biological value. Archaeological traces show humans once lived in these mountains since ancient prehistoric times. Kamchatka Peninsula has more than 300 volcanoes, about 30 still active, making it one of the strongest natural energy centers on Earth. Many eruptions with ash and lava can be seen from space, while earthquakes often strike from tectonic collisions. Ice lies beside glowing lava, with hot springs bubbling in frozen land. Volcanic ash enriches fertile soils, while crater lakes change colors from minerals. Wildlife includes giant brown bears hunting salmon and vast salmon runs sustaining rivers. Once closed during the Soviet era, many places remain unexplored. National Park is remarkable for exposing rare Earth mantle rocks, allowing direct observation of the planet's internal structure. Mountains over 2,600 feet and cliffs thousands of feet deep were shaped by crust uplift and glacial carving. Red-orange ultramafic rocks support almost no plant life, creating a harsh and unique landscape. UNESCO recognized the park as a World Heritage Site in 1987 for its global geological value and its role in proving plate tectonics. This land was once an ancient ocean floor, now transformed into plateaus, U-shaped valleys, and deep glacial lakes. Wadi Rum is called the Valley of the Moon because its sandstone cliffs and red sands resemble another planet beyond Earth. Towering cliffs thousands of feet high and giant stone arches shaped by millions of years of erosion create a rare landscape. Thousands of ancient carvings and inscriptions on rocks record human presence since prehistoric times. The desert sands shift colors with sunlight, from yellow to red to purple, while deep canyons form natural labyrinths. Rock shelters once used by ancient people, along with extreme heat by day and cold by night, preserve its wild character. Wadi Rum is also famous worldwide as a filming location for science fiction movies, making it both a natural wonder and cultural icon. Los Roques Archipelago impresses with over 300 islands and sandbars, surrounded by a nearly circular coral reef, spanning 850 square miles in the Caribbean Sea. The water is so clear that light passing through the shallows creates hundreds of blue shades visible from above. The white powdery sand is made from broken shells, stays cool and smooth under bare feet throughout the day. Since 1972, the entire area has been a strictly protected national park, banning concrete construction and mass tourism. All movement is by non-motorized boats or walking across the sand, creating a fully isolated ecosystem. Los Roques is considered the last untouched marine paradise in the Caribbean where natural beauty remains free from modern change. Olcon Island is the largest island located in a freshwater lake known for its dry steppes, vertical cliffs, and deep blue water year-round. The island stretches about 45 miles across Lake Baikal and was formed by tectonic shifts along the Eurasian plate hundreds of millions of years ago. In winter, the lake freezes up to 3 feet thick, allowing cars to drive over it, creating a natural ice road linking the island to the mainland. The ice here is crystal clear, with turquoise tones and white fracture lines, making it one of the most unique ice surfaces in the world. Locals follow ancient shamanic beliefs and view the island as sacred ground for rituals connecting sky-earth and ancestral spirits. Olkan is seen as a rare convergence of ancient geology, extreme climate, and living native spirituality in the middle of Siberia. Skaftafell is the only place in Iceland where forest glacier waterfall and ancient lava coexist in one landscape across just a few dozen square miles. The terrain formed over thousands of years through interaction between glaciers, volcanic eruptions, and meltwater floods that reshape the land. Some forest areas grow directly on basalt soil, rich in minerals where lava once flowed centuries ago. The ice here turns deep blue, formed by extreme compression that removes air over long periods. In summer, visitors can hike past midnight without flashlights, as daylight lasts nearly 24 hours each day. Skaftafell proves how nature can balance fire, ice, and life, even in the harsh Arctic climate. Bazaruto Archipelago is the largest coral island group in Mozambique, about 15 miles offshore, with 6 main islands, sandbanks, lagoons, and rich reefs. In 1971, it was declared a national park to protect the marine ecosystem, especially its wide coral reefs. The scenery combines white beaches, turquoise waters, and giant dunes that shift constantly with wind and tide. The archipelago is home to rare dugongs, one of the largest remaining Indian Ocean populations, along with many sea turtles. Coral reefs here shelter more than 2,000 fish species, dolphins, whales, and many unique marine animals. With its changing landscapes and rich ecosystems, Bazaruto is seen as one of Africa's top natural treasures. Yakushima is world famous for its ancient cedar trees, many estimated over 7,000 years old, making it a rare symbol of nature. The island covers about 200 square miles, with rugged mountains and the highest peak over 6,300 feet. Its climate is extremely wet, with some of the heaviest rainfall in Japan, creating perfect conditions for primeval forests. Within the forest, giant cedars with trunks more than 50 feet around show survival through many millennia. Beyond dense vegetation, the island supports unique wildlife, adding major biological importance. In 1993, UNESCO recognized Yakushima as a World Heritage Site for its ecosystem's uniqueness and its role in preserving nature. White Sands National Park is known for the world's largest gypsum dune field, over 275 square miles in New Mexico's Tularosa Basin. This fine white sand stays cool, letting visitors walk barefoot even under strong sunlight. Dunes reaching 60 feet constantly shift, making the landscape always change with the wind. The field formed millions of years ago when an ancient lake dried, leaving vast gypsum deposits. Scientists found human footprints over 2,000 years old, proof of early human presence here. Today, White Sands is famous for sledding, hiking, and watching sunsets over glowing dunes. Lençóis Maranhenses stands out with thousands of white sand dunes up to 100 feet high, spreading across about 600 square miles in northeast Brazil. The park was created in 1981 to protect one of the rarest natural landscapes on Earth. Unlike normal deserts, this area gets more than 50 inches of rain each year, producing a unique phenomenon. During rainy season, water fills between dunes, forming thousands of turquoise and blue lagoons stretching to the horizon. These temporary lakes host fish, some able to reappear from eggs and spores once water returns. Lençóis Maranhenses blends the strange beauty of white dunes with the surprise of life reviving in dry land. Namibrand Nature Reserve is world famous with over 800 square miles, making it one of Africa's largest private reserves today. The land was once farmland before being joined in the 1980s to restore the desert ecosystem. The scenery features red dunes, golden grass, dry valleys, and granite mountains, creating striking contrasts. It is home to wildlife like antelope, zebras, ostriches, and over 150 bird species adapted to harsh climate. Namibrand is recognized as an international dark sky reserve with a clear night sky free of light pollution. The mix of vast desert views, rich wildlife, and star-filled skies makes it a rare natural treasure. Stone Forest is world famous for thousands of limestone pillars over 100 feet tall, rising like fossil trees in a vast grey stone sea. This landscape began forming about 270 million years ago, when marine limestone was uplifted and weathered by rain and wind over millions of years. Some rocks resemble coiled dragons, sky-piercing swords, or giant figures guarding the land. The whole area spans more than 150 square miles, and from above looks like a petrified ocean stretching to the horizon. UNESCO listed this place as a World Natural Heritage Site in 2007 for its rare vertical karst formations and outstanding integrity. Cheline is not just a geological wonder, but a testament to nature's patience and creativity over hundreds of millions of years. Chiricahua National Monument is called the Wonderland of Rocks, famous for thousands of giant basalt columns with strange and unique shapes. These rock formations were created from volcanic lava about 27 million years ago, later weathered and eroded over millions of years. The area covers about 19 square miles, forming a giant, natural rock city rarely seen anywhere else in the world. This special rocky landscape became an important research site for scientists to better understand volcanic activity and erosion. Since 1924, it has been recognized as a national monument, preserving its natural, scientific, and historical values. Izalo National Park covers more than 300 square miles and is called the Grand Canyon of Madagascar, with sandstone valleys stretching for dozens of miles. The sandstone ranges, formed over 200 million years ago, shaped by wind and rain, into countless deep canyons, steep cliffs, and strange rock forms. Many rocks look like animals or human statues, turning the whole park into an outdoor natural sculpture museum. Among the dry canyons are blue pools sustained by underground springs located deep within the rock. The mix of sandstone scenery, unique ecosystems, and ancient culture makes the park the most special destination of the island nation. Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park is famous for its 5-mile underground river, with more than 2 miles open for boat rides into limestone mountains. The main cave is 1,180 feet wide and 197 feet tall, one of the world's largest cave entrances, reachable by boat. The karst landscape formed 23 million years ago through uplift, subsidence, and erosion, creating complex and majestic geology. Inside are giant chambers with stalactites, stalagmites, and massive limestone columns, like a natural labyrinth. The park covers more than 87 square miles, including rainforest, mangroves, and coastline, forming an ecosystem linked from mountains to sea. In 2012, it was named one of the new 7 Wonders of Nature, proving its global significance. Doubtful Sound is the deepest fjord in New Zealand, reaching about 1,380 feet in depth and stretching more than 25 miles, formed by ancient glacial erosion. The region receives between 120 and 240 inches of rainfall annually, producing hundreds of waterfalls cascading from cliffs after every storm. The surface layer, dark brown due to tannins from the forest, creating a 30-foot deep, freshwater layer above cold seawater. This unique stratification allows deep-sea coral, such as black coral, to survive at depths of only about 100 feet. The ecosystem includes bottlenose dolphins, crested penguins, fur seals, and many cold-water marine species. Visitors can join a cruise into the fjord to observe representative deep-water wildlife in a mountainous coastal setting. Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system on Earth, with a length over 1,420 miles and a total area exceeding 133,000 square miles. The structure includes more than 3,000 individual reefs and hundreds of islands, forming a vast network between shallow seas and open ocean. Its limestone base, accumulated from marine organisms over thousands of years, has lifted the living coral close to the surface. The current coral layer mainly developed within the last 500 years after sea levels rose following the last ice age. The reef is entirely formed by living organisms with no artificial elements and continues growing through natural biological processes. In 1981, UNESCO listed the reef as a World Heritage Site for its size, biological importance, and rare geological structure. Dermator National Park features more than 48 peaks above 6,560 feet and a wide network of glacial lakes across a limestone plateau. Its highest summit reaches about 8,200 77 feet, surrounded by jagged ridgelines, deep valleys, and steep rock faces. The glacial lakes were formed during the last ice age and are sustained by snowmelt and stable underground springs. The vegetation includes black pine forest, alpine grasslands, lichen mats, and high-altitude meadows layered by elevation. The geology consists of glacial cirques, ancient limestone terraces, fissures, and natural rock formations shaped over millennia. The park was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1980 for its geological value and preserved landscape. Isimangaliso Wetland Park covers more than 8,200 square miles, making it one of the largest nature reserves in South Africa. The landscape combines coral reefs, lagoons, freshwater lakes, mangroves, sand forests, and tropical beaches in one connected system. A coastline of more than 135 miles is where rare sea turtles come ashore to lay eggs each year. From November to February is the best season to observe this unique turtle nesting event. The name Isimangaliso in Zulu means miracle or wonder, showing the richness of nature and biodiversity here. Visitors can witness land, marine, and coastal wildlife all in one journey, a rare experience worldwide. Parvati Valley lies on the western edge of the Himalayas, with elevation rising from 3,000 to over 13,000 feet in just a few dozen miles. This sudden altitude shift creates layered landscapes of pine forests, alpine meadows, and snow-covered slopes all year round. It is one of the few valleys where travelers can experience 3 ecological zones in a single hiking route. The main trekking trail crosses a pass over 17,400 feet, connecting 2 ancient cultural regions and requiring strong endurance. The area is known not just for its beauty, but also for a series of disappearances reported since the 1990s. Linked to the legend of Shiva's meditation, the valley is believed to hold mysterious spiritual energy. Okavango Delta is the world's largest inland delta, located in the Kalahari Desert, with flood season expanding it to over 5,800 square miles. This ecosystem forms when river water flows into a tectonic basin with no outlet, creating a one-of-a-kind inland floodplain. Unlike other rivers flowing to the sea, the Okavango stops in the desert, forming channels, islands, and lush wetlands. Each year, more than 2.6 million gallons of water from Angola arrive, but it takes 4 months, flooding during the dry season. This phenomenon attracts millions of migratory birds from Africa and Europe to nest during high water. In 2014, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site for its rare desert wetland ecosystem that is entirely natural. Tongariro National Park is New Zealand's first national park, created in 1887, and is among the oldest national parks in the world. The park lies in the center of the North Island, covering over 300 square miles, with 3 large volcanoes still active today. These volcanoes are hundreds of thousands of years old, and Mount Ruapehu had major eruptions in the 20th century. The scenery includes emerald crater lakes, lava fields, glaciers, deep valleys, and high mountain plateaus. The park is also world famous for being the filming location of Mount Doom in The Lord of the Rings. Its creation came from a land gift, starting the protection of both nature and cultural heritage. Wakari, White Island, is the most active volcano in New Zealand, located fully offshore, about 30 miles from the mainland in the Pacific Ocean. It is the exposed summit of a massive volcano with over 70% of its mass hidden beneath the ocean floor. Sulfur gas, boiling mud, and steam constantly erupt from hundreds of vents, creating a scene that feels alien. The island's entire surface is hot rock and open boiling water, with no large plants or animals able to survive for long. A deadly eruption in 2019 killed many tourists within minutes, showing the unpredictable force of nature. For the Maori, Wakari holds spiritual meaning and is seen as a place tied to unexplainable mysteries. Canyonlands National Park is a giant red rock maze with canyons over 2,000 feet deep and plateaus split like an alien planet. Its terrain formed over millions of years as two major rivers carved through ancient sedimentary rock layers. Covering more than 1,300 square miles, the park has almost no infrastructure and remains largely wild and rugged. Some points are only a few miles apart in straight line, but require dozens of miles to reach due to deep canyon divisions. Canyon walls feature human and animal figures with ancient symbols over 2,000 years old that remain partly undeciphered. NASA once used the area to train astronauts because of its resemblance to the lunar surface in the 1960s. Dalol in Ethiopia is a dormant volcanic area, but still has strong hydrothermal activity, creating an extremely unusual and surreal landscape. It once recorded the highest annual average temperature on Earth, reaching about 94 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest places in the world. The ground is covered in bright green, yellow, orange, and white colors caused by salt, sulfur, and iron from hot mineral springs. Acidic pools with pH close to zero release toxic gases like chlorine and sulfur dioxide, creating an extreme environment rarely found elsewhere. This site lies about 410 feet below sea level and receives less than 1 inch of rainfall on average each year. The whole area looks like a vivid geological painting, constantly changing with gas emissions and minerals rising from underground. Laguna San Rafael is one of the rare places on Earth where temperate rainforests and glaciers meet directly, creating a dramatic contrast in scenery. A fjord over 10 miles long cuts deep into the land, carved by ancient ice that broke and floated to sea over thousands of years. The Laguna San Rafael Lake connects to the sea but holds mostly fresh water from melting ice, forming a special kind of coastal lagoon. Ice walls up to 230 feet tall regularly collapse into the lake, making thunder-like booms and sending powerful waves across the water. Floating ice chunks are the remains of glaciers that once covered the land but have now broken apart in the cold water. The whole area is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve with a nearly untouched ecosystem and natural beauty close to perfection. Triglav National Park sits on limestone that is over 200 million years old and was once the floor of the ancient Tethys Ocean. The park holds over 7,000 sinkholes and limestone caves, with some caves reaching depths beyond 4,000 feet underground. Narrow gorges in the area are only about 6 feet wide, but can drop straight down for 300 feet, creating rare and striking terrain. Small glacial lakes from the end of the Ice Age are scattered between 4,000 and 8,000 feet in elevation. In winter, several valleys freeze completely, forming natural ice corridors stretching for miles. The entire landscape is shaped by the collision of the Eurasian and Adriatic tectonic plates, a process still active today. The Caucasus Mountains sit on the collision zone between the Arabian and Eurasian tectonic plates, and this collision still lifts the range every year. Some gorges here are only a few feet wide, but drop over 3,000 feet straight down, creating rare vertical cracks. There are over 200 active glaciers that feed water to the surrounding dry valleys year-round. In spring, melting snow and ice form waterfalls that cascade down tall cliffs in dramatic layers. Many parts of the mountain remain unexplored due to dangerous terrain and rapidly changing weather. Ancient rivers once cut through the rock, creating giant caves that later collapsed, leaving massive stone walls exposed. Pangong is one of the highest saltwater lakes in the world, located at over 3,900 feet in the Himalayas. Although it is a salt lake, the entire surface freezes during winter when the temperature drops extremely low. The water changes color throughout the day, shifting from blue to turquoise, light purple, or deep gray, depending on the light. The lake has no outlet to the sea, so water flows in, but never flows out, forming a closed water system. water is very clear, and you can see the bottom near the shore, even where it is dozens of feet deep. The salty water and freezing temperatures make it too harsh for freshwater life to survive. Banawa rice terraces were carved entirely by hand over 2,000 years ago without using metal tools or modern machines. The terraces sit at around 4,900 feet above sea level and stretch along steep mountainsides in hundreds of connected layers. If laid flat, the total length of the terraces could reach hundreds of miles across the mountain landscape. The entire system works without industrial irrigation, relying only on gravity and natural water flow from nearby sources. Each terrace is only a few feet wide, but can be over 3 feet deep built, with stone-packed earth and grass without cement or metal. From a distance, the terraces form spiral patterns and multi-level stone arenas glowing brightly during the golden harvest season. Great Glacier is over 17 miles long, about 4 miles wide, and nearly 1,000 feet thick at its central core. Some giant icebergs break off and float on the lake, rising more than 100 feet above the cold, still water. The glacier's blue color comes naturally from how light is absorbed deep inside its dense and compact ice. Cracks deeper than 60 feet divide the surface into massive sheets, stretching hundreds of feet across like crystal fractures. At midday, changing temperatures cause huge chunks of ice to collapse, suddenly creating large waves across the lake. The entire glacier is a living mass of ice that constantly shifts, breaks apart, and reshapes itself every day. Spotted Lake in Canada is one of the strangest mineral lakes in the world, famous for hundreds of circular spots that appear in summer. These circles form as the lake water evaporates, leaving mineral spots that range from a few feet to more than 100 feet wide. Their colors vary, with mineral concentration shifting from green, yellow, white to brown, creating an extremely rare natural landscape. Each circle is a small pond of concentrated mineral water, bordered by white crusts hardened under the sunlight. The lake was formed by rainfall and runoff trapped in a mineral-rich basin, creating a unique phenomenon found nowhere else. In winter, the lake fills with water. The circles disappear, and its surface becomes calm and flat, completely different from summer. Fingal's Cave in Scotland was formed from cooling lava about 60 million years ago, creating hexagon-shaped basalt columns. Its walls and roof are made of thousands of straight columns that look like a natural geometric structure. The cave entrance faces the sea, so sunlight shines inside and makes the rocks and depth easy to see. Some columns are over 40 feet tall and stand side by side, forming strong walls above the waves. This is one of the few sea caves made of basalt that you can enter by boat and look out to the open ocean. Waves hit the entrance and slowly polish the rocks, making them round and smooth along the edge of the water. Playa del Amor is completely enclosed in a natural circular hole about 100 feet wide, with an opening that leads straight up to the sky. The beach is hidden behind tall rock walls and cannot be seen from the sea, giving it the feel of a secret world. Visitors must swim or kayak through a 50-foot tunnel carved into the rock to reach the sandy shore. The sand here is especially soft, naturally filtered by ocean water over many centuries. When sunlight shines directly through the hole, the water reflects shimmering light across the enclosed space. There are no fixed tourist services, so all visits depend on the water level and daily weather conditions. Racetrack Playa is one of the flattest places on Earth, with less than 2 inches of slope across every 100 feet of land. The ground is dry clay, cracked into geometric patterns that look like a giant chessboard in the desert. Heavy rocks weighing hundreds of pounds slide on their own, leaving long, winding trails that puzzled scientists for decades. Some trails stretch over 1,500 feet and change direction unexpectedly, even though there's no slope or clear force moving them. A few stones leave side-by-side trails, showing they moved together at the same time, like they had a purpose. This is one of the rare places on Earth where people can actually see natural tracks made by objects sliding across flat ground. Adabi Surt stands out with step-like travertine terraces formed by thousands of years of mineral-rich water flowing and depositing layers. One of its springs has a sour taste and high iron content, which gives the water a deep orange-red color. The mineral layers begin as a thick liquid and slowly harden into stone with shades of orange, yellow, or brown, depending on light and weather. At sunset, the slanted sunlight makes the terraces glow, creating a dramatic and colorful visual effect. The name Badabi Surt means intense, gassy water, referring to the spring's acidic and mineral-rich nature. This is one of the few travertine step spring systems left on Earth, making the site extremely rare and special. Champagne Pool formed from a hydrothermal eruption about 900 years ago, with a diameter around 213 feet and a depth of over 200 feet. The surface constantly bubbles from CO2 gas, rising from below like a giant glass of sparkling wine in a geothermal setting. Water temperature stays near 165 degrees, while deeper layers can reach 500 degrees but are cooled by steam and surrounding air. The rim is lined with smooth white silica, and the bright orange-red edge comes from minerals like arsenic and antimony. A new type of bacteria has been found here, able to survive in toxic conditions with high mineral content. Champagne Pool is one of the few thermal lakes in the world that combines vivid color, rare mineral structure, and extreme life forms. Chocolate Hills is a group of over 1,200 evenly shaped, conical hills spread across more than 50 square kilometers of ancient limestone terrain. During the dry season, the grass covering the hills turns brown, making the whole area look like a giant chocolate blanket. Their surprisingly regular spacing makes the scene feel like a candy field, perfectly arranged by nature's hand. Each hill ranges from about 100 feet to 400 feet tall, with round tops and smooth slopes, and no large trees due to the thin soil. In the rainy season, the entire landscape turns green, creating a scene that feels completely different from the dry months. This rare landform has been declared a National Geological Monument for its scientific value and unique visual appeal. Davaza gas crater is a natural gas hole about 226 feet wide and nearly 100 feet deep, burning in the dry desert for over 50 years. The fire comes from methane gas escaping underground, originally lit to stop toxic gas, but has never gone out since. Inside temperatures can go over 1,000 degrees, making the area feel burning hot and glow brightly through the night. Explorer George Karunis was the first to go down into the crater and found bacteria living in the extreme heat and gas. Despite being called the Gate to Hell, the crater draws campers who stay overnight to watch the flames. The glowing pit in the middle of a silent desert creates one of the most surreal views on Earth. Rainbow eucalyptus is the only eucalyptus species that grows naturally in rainforests of the Northern Hemisphere, known for its trunk full of bright colors. The outer bark peels off in patches, seasonally revealing layers of green, red, orange, purple, and brown that change without repeating. Each tree has a unique color pattern, making the trunk look like an abstract painting made by nature. The tree can grow up to 200 feet tall and is very fast-growing, adding up to 5 feet per year in warm, humid climates. The colors on the trunk shift constantly depending on light, humidity, and how quickly the bark peels. Rainbow eucalyptus is not just a plant, but a blend of natural art, biological wonder, and unforgettable visual beauty. Hoh rainforest is one of the most well-preserved temperate rainforests in the United States, known for thick green moss covering trees and forest floors. This area receives over 140 inches of rain every year, creating ideal conditions for ferns, algae, and trees to grow without pause. Many ancient trees here reach up to 300 feet tall and are more than 1,000 years old, showing nature's balance and deep time. One spot in the forest is called the quietest place in America, where no man-made sounds can be heard, only pure nature. Sunlight filters through the thick canopy, mixing with mist and hanging plants to create a mythical, dreamlike landscape. The rainforest is not just a place to visit, but a reminder that wild, untouched worlds still exist on this planet. Tunnel of Love is a 1.8-mile-long railway track covered by tree branches, forming a perfect green arch like a fairy tale hallway. It was originally built for industrial transport, but over time, trees grew thick along the tracks and created a unique landscape. Trains still pass a few times each day, naturally trimming the path without the need for human maintenance. Trees on both sides bend inward, forming a soft green tunnel that gives a sense of endless depth. From a distance, the railway looks like a path leading into another world where everything feels quiet and balanced. Tunnel of Love is famous worldwide for its harmony between man-made structure and the natural growth that was never planned.